Okay. So now we're just going to talk a little bit about residence life and the difference between housing and res life. So, residence life and housing are two separate offices. Residence life manages life within the residence hall, so social emotional learning and well being, programming within the RLCs to facilitate community. Also, the RLC model is ever evolving, and some of the leadership within some of the RLCs is relatively new. However, housing manages logistics, so the housing placements that you'll receive mid August, that's from housing. Any billing you receive, that's from housing. Auxiliary services, so like meal plans and dining points, that is also from housing, not residence life.
All right, now we're going to go into who lives in the building apart from all of you. All right, so at the very top of the pyramid, we have the RD and the ARD. So they are the resident director and the assistant resident director. The resident director will be an adult. The assistant resident director is typically a student or a senior or junior who will live in the RLC. They facilitate the development of the RLC, support academic, social, and the spiritual growth of residents, and they coordinate RLC programming and activities while supervising student staff. That student staff is the CFs, which are community facilitators. Those community facilitators live on each floor of the RLCs. They keep students safe, they make sure everyone knows the rules, and they assess community damages. Community damages are damages to places like the laundry room, the community areas like basements or lounges, as well as breaking things like ceiling tiles. There are also spiritual facilitators, which are SS, CIRs, which are counselors in residence, and priests in many of the residence halls. So these people will hold hospitality hours, meeting times, and they're just another level of support for all students within RLCs. All right, so these CFs, RDs, and the SFs typically will hold events within each RLC. They may or may not center around the RLC theme. It really just depends on those in charge and what event that you attend. Some people might be disappointed when the theme isn't carried out through the entire year, but again, it really just depends one, where you live, two, which RLC you're on. You could be on a more themed floor, a less themed floor, or what event that you choose to attend. And a little pro tip from us is even if the RLC events aren't super themed, still go, still meet new people, especially to build relationships with your CFs and RDs. It's super good to have those relationships with the CFs and the RDs so that they know your face. If you ever come into an issue with emergencies or if you have an issue with a roommate, it always goes so much more smoothly when those in charge know who you are.
All right, so next we are going to cover roommates, which I know is a very interesting topic for everyone. So we have some roommate tips and tricks. First, all students are required to fill out and submit a roommate agreement once you get to campus. So you will talk more about this during welcome weekend and during your required res hall meetings. And this will contain quiet hours for your room and suite, cleaning responsibilities, guest policies, and more. And this is an agreement that can be changed and revised throughout the year, and you will revisit it at least once. And if something is not working out, do not be afraid to reach out to your roommate or suite mates to revise your roommate agreement. And always be sure to speak to your roommates before going to a CF. But if serious issues arise, your CF is always there to handle serious conflicts.
Alrighty, so now we are going to go into the 10 RLCs that are at SCU. So the very first one is the Unity RLC, that's McLaughlin Walsh. So this RLC focuses on diversity, social justice, wellness, and mental health. So their mission statement includes those values, which are diversity, close personal relationships, effective communication, respect for others, and an engaged concern for the common good of the campus, community, and global society. McLaughlin Walsh includes traditional double-styled rooms, so that's what you'll see at most campuses. And there are 3 floors within this residence hall, each of which includes a study or recreational lounge, a kitchen space, and a laundry room. Next one is Swig Hall. So Swig is the tallest building on our campus. They focus on sustainability and the arts. They have a shared passion of wanting to make a world a better place, specifically through sustainability. Swig has 3 specially themed floors. The 7th floor is a sustainable living and undergraduate research floor. The 5th floor is a performing arts floor. And the 2nd floor is a students wild about nature floor. There are communal restrooms on every single floor. One is male, one is female. And then there are communal kitchens on several of the floors in the building, and a large laundry room is located in the basement of Swig. The basement also has additional communal spaces, including a dance studio and a music room, but unfortunately, Swig does not have AC, so I would suggest bringing a fan. And then lastly, I will be talking about Modern Perspectives. That is where I lived. It is Dunn Hall. Dunn has communal restrooms, one male and one female on each floor. There are kitchen and laundry rooms on the 2nd floor, 4th floor, and in the basement. The basement has a lounge side and a study side. So the lounge side of the basement has a pool table, a foosball table, and 2 very large flat screen televisions. Dunn has AC and all of the common spaces in individual rooms. The theme is leadership, ethics, and current events. It encourages academic, social, and political engagement, and their tagline is discern, act, and lead.
All right, so next I'm going to be talking about Graham, which was my home last year, and it is also known as the Alpha RLC. So Graham is basically a mini suite style, which means you have a shared toilet and shower area between your room and the room right next to you. And Graham's theme is innovation, integrity, and impact, and it investigates ways to improve the lives, well-being, and health of others. Graham normally hosts Monday night socials, and there is central AC throughout the rooms and common spaces, and each of the 12 neighborhoods have their own lounge, kitchen, and laundry facility. And then next is the Magus RLC, which is San Filippo and Campisi. And their little tagline is our common home, seeking more for the common good. They are centered around inclusive dialogue and action to shape the future. And they hold events such as solidarity dinners, social and educational events. They are traditional doubles with a sink and vanity in each room. And they have communal restrooms on each floor. Campisi includes floor lounges, a communal basement space, balconies, a communal kitchen, laundry rooms, and air conditioning in both individual rooms and common spaces. And in San Filippo, there are floor lounges, a communal basement space, balconies, a communal kitchen, and laundry rooms. And then next is Da Vinci RLC, which is also known as Casa Italiana Hall. And the theme of Casa is Italian culture and heritage, science, engineering, and arts. And Casa focuses on supporting a well-rounded academic and social experience. So basically, it's kind of split into 2 parts. The first part is Casa Vintage, which is traditional style single rooms with communal bathrooms. And then Casa Italiana Modern, which is suite style apartments, which is basically 4 bedrooms that are each doubles, 2 bathrooms, and then a kitchen or living room all within your own room. And the larger communal spaces include a common room, fully equipped kitchen, 4th floor terrace, commuter lounge, 3 classrooms, and several lounges with TV, billiards, ping pong tables, foosball tables, and pianos. And there is also a large courtyard that provides outdoor seating, charcoal barbecues, and a bocce ball court.
Okay, now moving on to Loyola RLC, also known as Sobrato Hall, my personal favorite, but I'm also biased. So the theme of Loyola is faith and social justice. Sobrato Hall welcomes students of all faith traditions, so you don't have to be of a specific faith tradition to live in Sobrato Hall. Students who live in Sobrato exemplify the following values: scholarship, spirituality, hospitality, solidarity, and discernment. So if one or all of these, if one or all of these values resonate with you, Sobrato is the place for you. Getting more into the style of living in Sobrato, the front building and the back building both have suite style, but there's some slight differences. The front building, where most first years live and where I lived last year, there are 4 single rooms and 1 double, so you'll most likely be living with 6 people. There's also 2 bathrooms and 1 common area. Within the common area, there's chairs and a table for you to hang out with friends or your suite mates, but there's also a sink counter and cabinets. So there's not actually like a kitchen, it's just sink, counter, and cabinets. However, in the back building, there is 4 singles and no doubles. So you'll only be living with 4 people. And there is a kitchen, a stove, and oven and refrigerator. However, if you are living in the front building and you do like to cook, there is a kitchen on the first floor, in the first floor communal space. Also, oh, sorry. You're so good. You're so good. Also, the front and back building, there is AC throughout all of the common and individual spaces, and the front and back building laundry rooms are located on the first floor. Okay, now moving on to Kura RLC, also known as Spin Hall. The style of living is mini suite style. Its theme is Cura Personalis, which is care for the whole person, well-being, and this is also in alignment with our values as a Jesuit institution. Some events that may be held in Cura RLC are socials, self-care events, and Monday night dinners. There are also laundry rooms located on each floor near the central lounge areas. Finn also has air conditioning in both the communal spaces and individual rooms. On the first floor, there is also a large multi-purpose room, which is used as a community-wide gathering space and a classroom. Also, okay, moving on to Nobley Hall, which I believe is one of Santa Clara's best kept secrets because I did not know about it at all until I got to campus and I heard people talking about it. But it's open to only second years. So there's no first years, third years, or fourth years in Nobley Hall. It's just second years. There's also, the room styles are triples, doubles, and single rooms with private bathrooms. There's also, all the rooms have AC, and there's a large community space on the fourth floor and laundry rooms on each resident level. It's also located near the Mission Gardens, which is a beautiful place to be. And there's also 3 neighborhood reps in addition to CFs and RDs, and common lounge spaces on each floor. And last but certainly not least, there is the University Villas, and these are open to only third years and fourth years. There are 1, 2, and 4 bedroom apartments, and the villas have 138 townhouse units across 11 building units. The apartments are fully furnished and have full-size beds for students. And each townhouse also has air conditioning and an in-unit washer and dryer, so the come up is real. Also, there is a gated community that offers a secure parking lot and communal study spaces, an outdoor courtyard, a grassy area for volleyball games, grilling stations, and a multi-purpose room with media services.
Alrighty, so now we are going to talk about some tips and tricks that we would like to share with you based off of our first years at SCU. So the first one is all about the bathroom at SCU. So I know personally, I lived in a residence hall that required me to have a communal bathroom. And personally, I had to walk down the hall to get to that bathroom when I needed to shower. And one day, getting to that bathroom, unfortunately, my shower shoes broke. So, my suggestion to you is to always bring spare shower shoes because you never want to be in the shower, have your shower shoes break, and then be unable or uncomfortable to take a shower for the next few days while you're waiting for them to come. So, always bring a spare just in case the terrible happens.
Yeah, and even though I lived in Sobrato, so like it's not necessarily a communal bathroom, but I still wore shower shoes just because it is an older building, just to be extra cautious.
Yeah, and then same with Gabrielle. I did live in a suite style bathroom, but at the end of the day, in my situation, I was still sharing a bathroom with 2 to 3 other girls. So just for my own personal comfort, I honestly ended up using my old pair of Crocs because I didn't wear them out anymore. So yeah, worst comes to worst, you can make it work.
And then also, we would always suggest just bringing a shower caddy. Definitely saw a couple people just having handfuls of stuff in the showers all the time. So know what you want to put in that shower caddy and then make sure it can fit everything just to make your experience a little bit easier.
Okay, one of my biggest tips for living in the RLCs is communicating with your suite mates and roommates. Because you're living with other people, communication is super, super important. And so the roommate agreement that we talked about a little while ago, remember that is a living document, so you can edit and revise it at any time. That is something I really wish I would have done my first year, especially with cleaning responsibilities, because eventually it all kind of fell on me and one other person, and I just got so burnt out and tired. I honestly like literally went on strike, and it was just not a good situation. So just remember that you can always just text your suite mates or roommates and say, hey, can we revise our roommate agreement? And also, if you are not sure of how to really approach a situation with a roommate, you can also always reach out to your CFs or RDs. That is what they're there for. And they understand that most first years, this might be their first time living with someone ever. So feel free to use them as a resource as well. Moving on, also get to know your floor mates. Because Santa Clara is a pretty small community, it's pretty most likely that you'll see people that you live with in your building also elsewhere on campus, like maybe at Benson or on your way to class. So knowing their names is a good thing. I know, also fun fact for me, one of my best friends on campus was actually one of my floor mates. I lived in 304 in Sobrato, and she lived in 303. So get to know your floor mates along with your suite mates and roommates.
Yeah, and then next is about laundry. So one thing about doing laundry in college is you don't always get to plan exactly when you're going to do it. At least in my experience, I lived in the middle of a hallway in Graham, so I actually had a laundry room all the way at the end of this hallway and at the end of that hallway, and it was still really hard to find a time to do laundry. So I would say try to, do it at different times throughout the week and find a time that it works best for you. One time that I find that is really easy to get your laundry done is early morning, especially on the weekends. I know nobody wants to wake up early on a Saturday or a Sunday and do your laundry, but honestly, like, it's got to get done one way or another. Another thing is, like, make sure that when you are going to do your laundry, you are going to be there to be able to take it out on time. When people talk about other people taking out your laundry and putting it on top of the washer or the dryer, that's real. So make sure you're there once your laundry finishes so that you can put it into the dryer or take it out. And even late night laundry, I had a lot of friends that did their laundry at like 1, 2 a.m. And I'm not recommending that, but hey, if the washer's free, it's free. So just keep that in mind. And then the next thing is the fall open room change period, which is basically where you can get put on a wait list to change your room or change your roommate if things like that come up. And the fall term open room change period, super long name, begins on Monday, September 25th, and it closes on Monday, October 2nd at midnight. And with that, the broader you are, the more likely you are to get changed, because all of this is based off availability. So keep that in mind. All right, and then